Howdy YouTube. So I recorded this video last week and I was trying to edit it and make it shorter because it was about 30 minutes worth of video that I kind of was just like, screw it, I'm going to re-record it the day before I drop it. But today we're making a bingo board of things that I think will happen more Australia, New Zealand related to the metal slash rock slash music scene down this world, but there are some international things in there. So if you enjoy this sort of stuff, other than reactions, check out the videos, like the video, you could drop a little comment with your favorite emoji, sub to the channel as well. I'm not going to ask you to turn on the bell though, because let's face it, you've got all the bells turned on for everyone else. But let's kick into it. I went through the list and I might private the original video and just put it up so you guys can see me making it. But effectively, I've now broken it down into 3 categories, which is tours, new music, and other things. The other things are, there's some meme things in there, but like the tours and new music, there's also things that I think will happen this year that we're expecting to happen. So let's kick into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. But what I am thinking, also welcome to my computer. So tours wise, really, well, actually I'll zoom this in so you guys can see it. Really easy. Destroy All Lines, the guys that do all the tours down here in Australia, you're gonna send half of us broke. The amount of tours that you announce in a year, holy crap. Like, I'm going, like, my whole wallet at the moment is just Destroy All Lines tours. Acacia Strain, Stick to Your Guns, Bring Me the Horizon both nights. I really want to go and see Hot Mulligan. Dayseeker, like, this is only the beginning. You guys still have good things to do. You still have, like, a whole, what, April, I think, is the furthest out your gigs are? 8 months worth of tours to announce. You're going to send everyone broke. The next one, sorry Metallica fans, that reschedule that was supposed to happen, it's not going to happen in 2024. Like, let's face it, they're going to tour the US and Europe for the next year. They'll take a break in 2025. I reckon they'll come back in 2026 and be like, oh yeah, hey New Zealand, hey Australia. Shihad, the most recent band that I think Australia has tried to steal from New Zealand, they will do it. I honestly think they will do a tour this year. It has been a while since I've seen Shihad on any poster. I think they'll do an Australian and New Zealand tour. I think they'll hit the major cities in New Zealand. So Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, Dunedin, maybe Hamilton's in there as well. And they will hit major centres in Australia. So Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Adelaide. Maybe a Gold Coast show. Maybe. Green Day. I actually think Green Day are going to come to Australia and New Zealand. They do really well in New Zealand. They tend to sell out Spark Arena for 2 nights. So they'll come back and do at least 1 show in New Zealand. And then they'll hit the major centres. It won't be the tour that we thought that they were going to do with Fall Out Boy and Weezer. Sorry guys, it's not going to be that one. But I think they'll bring along someone like maybe the Interrupters again, or who knows, maybe Rancid. Imagine if Green Day and Rancid toured together. That would actually be quite cool. I'm predicting, we're so far out from good things being announced. I am predicting that Sum 41's farewell tour that they're going to start this year when they drop their Heaven and Hell album, Good Things are going to get them as the exclusive artist for the festival this year. So the only way that you are going to see Sum 41 one last time, so here's a heads up to all of you that live in New Zealand, that live in Perth, that live in Adelaide, that don't have a Good Things festival, save your pennies now. You're going to need flights and accommodation to Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane. Like, easy said, I think that is where we're at. That is what is going to happen. Lorna Shore will come to Australia. 48 May, who are a New Zealand pop punk band. I mean, Goodnight Nurse came back last year. I feel like we're about ready that Shannon, John, Hook, maybe Jared, maybe Stan. I don't know who's going to come back in the drummer's seat. They'll jump back on the reunion tour. They will come back, and then they'll probably be in 2025's Homegrown. I have a feeling. It's been so long since we've heard anything from 48 May. Bad Omens are going to come back to Australia and New Zealand. I actually think they'll do a New Zealand show, but it'll be something like the Power Station in Auckland, 1 night only. These guys missed Melbourne on their tour run with Knotfest because they were what's his name? Noah. Noah was sick, but then they played Sydney and Brisbane. So they'll come back, they'll do a standalone tour, and they'll hit your normal sort of not big size venues, not quite your arena shows, but the next tier down. So like for Melbourne, that would be the Forum. And then everyone's been asking this, like, when do you think Avenged Sevenfold's going to come back to Australia and New Zealand? I think this is the year. I think we're going to see them come back on their own tour, but it's only going to be Australia. Sorry, New Zealand. Like, I know that they play the Town Hall in Auckland. I know that they've done big gigs. I actually think that it is going to be just Australia this year. Maybe just East Coast as well. I don't know. It's Avenged Sevenfold. They could do Adelaide and Perth, but yeah, I feel like it's just going to be East Coast. I feel like it's going to be Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and they'll do Margaret Court, Hordern Arena, whatever the Sydney one is. And then, like, I don't know, something big in Brisbane because those guys are bogan as fuck. Righto. So that is tours in a nutshell. New music. Bring Me the Horizon are going to drop a single. I did this list before they dropped a single, so tick. We've already done one. I actually think that over the year, metal music like metalcore and pisscore is going to get heavier and angrier. So bands like Knocked Loose, Alpha Wolf, 1056, Throne, or Throne as Australians call it, as I've learned, they're going to get heavier, they're going to get angrier. They are going to make you want to stamp your feet and break your neck. On that note, Knocked Loose will drop a new album, and they'll actually tour it as well. I reckon they'll come down, they'll do Power Station in Auckland, and then they'll do like maybe forum-size shows in the east coast of Australia. Don't know if they'll hit Adelaide and Perth. Architects will drop a metalcore album, so we just heard the single Seeing Red, which came out late 2023. They'll drop an album that sounds like that. That is where I think their sound has progressed to, and I think they'll stick with that. It's kind of like that sempiternal / that's the spirit sounding Bring Me the Horizon sound. Architects have now channeled that sound, and they're going to go there. Written by Wolves, Kiwi band. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. They drop EPs every other month, so this is just a given. They'll drop an EP this year, or maybe an album. Maybe they combine all their EPs together and drop an album. So there's that. More synthy boys and angry boy music. What I mean by this is you have got a lot of bands that are throwing in very heavy electro things. So whether it's dance beats, whether it's dubstep breakdowns, like you got Jaluka who are doing huge things. Throwing, again, I know I talk about throwing a lot on this channel, but they're everything I like in music at the moment. There was a band that I was listening to yesterday on the new music stream that, like, they've just thrown in electronic at the beginning of it. So I honestly think that is where music is getting to. Make Them Suffer will drop an album. Alpha Wolf will drop an album, and A Day to Remember will drop an album. Make Them Suffer and Alpha Wolf have already said on their socials that they're in the process of making their album, so it's just a given it will be released this year. A Day to Remember, no one's heard shit from them in like 2 years. They tour, but no one's heard new music since, what was it? Was it Degenerates? Anyway, so I reckon that's what we've got. That is new music coming our way this year. Hopefully you're happy with that. And then the other things, and let's blow this up so Other Things gets a bit more spotlight. With the other things, we are talking about Polaris will make the top 20 of the Triple J Hottest 100. This is a far left field pick, but those guys are campaigning something chronic. I've received emails about it. I've seen it all over their socials, like Nightmare or Inhumane or one of their banger tracks. Just vote for, if it's still open. No, voting's probably closed. Polaris, definitely, probably the best pick for a top 20. A vocalist will get cancelled this year. Last year it was CJ from Thy Art Is Murder. We're barely 2 weeks into 2024. There's a lot more weeks left to go. There's still 50. Someone's going to get cancelled. Whether it's for past allegations from Warped Tour, whether it's they say something that people don't like and that is anti-something. That's going to happen. Over the last year, we saw Limp Bizkit get big. So, you know, they headlined co-headlined Good Things. They were all over everyone's socials from their like dress ups and everything that they do at the festivals that they were doing in America. Like, I think that's cool. We've already started to see the rise of Korn with their collaboration with Adidas, but I actually think Korn will become popular again in 2024. They will be huge. They'll have like people start to listen to their old stuff again. Guns N' Roses, they're going to retire. They're going to pack it up. They're going to be like, yeah, we had a good run. We toured the world. We've done it all again. We're done. We're tapping out. You guys can just listen to our albums going forward. I don't like the next one. I don't like putting bad vibes out there. But a prominent metal figure will pass away this year. When I say prominent metal figure, I am not naming names. I am saying it is someone who shaped the metal that we know today. That leaves a lot of room for who it could be. But a prominent metal figure will pass away this year, and yeah, that's where I'm just going to leave that. It's in about a week or two's time, but Spiritbox will win the Grammy, so they're up right now for, I think it's Best Rock Song. And then Orbit Culture, and I know I harp on about this band a lot, will become popular in Australia and New Zealand. I think that they're going to start to build momentum as people realize that they've got that sound, they've got that little bit of a different factor, and it's radio friendly, but also good for metalheads that don't like radio friendly music. So you guys tell me what you think. That was my list. We'll blow it up to full screen so that way you can see everything. Tours, and zoom it out. That is the list. Now, to make life even easier for you, I have a bingo board, and I'm going to put the link to this bingo board in the description. You can play along, you can print this off, and you can like mark it off whenever you know that something has happened. When that vocalist gets cancelled, you can go and tick vocalist gets cancelled. When Korn start to make all your news feeds again, you can go and tick Korn. Like, you can do everything. You can play along at home, and at the end of the year, we'll see if we got any bingos. The bingo board is also in my Discord server. Well, my bingo board is in the Discord server, so you can come in. The link's directly below it in our media channel. The link for that will be in the bio as well, in the description. So feel free to come along. As always, appreciate you guys for coming in, having some fun with us. If you do like these kind of videos, if you like something a little bit different, something a little bit more fun, drop a like, drop a comment with your favorite emoji. And yeah, if you want to come and check out new music, we do it every Friday, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, or whatever time it is in Melbourne, normally about 7:30. So yeah, have fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.